Hello friends, today we are going to learn about custom validation in MVC. So validating users input has always challenging task for web developers. Not only do we want to validation logic executing in the browser, but also we must validate the logic running on the server. First we will check that how to do validate in MVC. Just open the Visual Studio, click on new project, select MVC application and web app, then validation. Press enter. Select empty project and MVC and click OK. Now DLL is adding here that all those two DL which one is required to for MVC. Now first we will create that one model. So go to the model, right click and select the class, and here will be that student model. Here we are going to check that on how we are validating in that MVC without creating that custom validation. So that will be the string first name and string last name. Okay, so now for the validation we have to use that one namespace using system dot component model dot data annotation. So if you want to required field this too, that first name also required, so we are going to write the required and we will write that one error message also, that error message first name is required. And same like we will do for last names, last name is required. So now we are going to consume this model. So go to that controller, right click on the controller, add and control, select that MVC5 controller and click add and home. Press enter. Now create, add a one view. Just right click, select that one index view. Okay. So you can see that one controller. This one is that HTTP get. So we're going to write that HTTP get. And one more. Here we are going to return that one new student model. Just add the reference and one more. It will be the post method index student model obj student and return view. First here we check that one model state dot is valid, then we will enter here, otherwise return. So now we'll go to that index page. Here it will write like a model and fully qualified name here dot student model. Now using HTML dot begin form. So first it will be that action name, then controller name, and it will be that HTTP method. It will post. Sorry, form method. This one will be the post. Now HTML dot label for m dot first name break. So one more here we'll add text box also. And same we'll copy one more time. Text box for the same we'll copy. Make a breakpoint here. This one will be the last name. So here in the bottom after the text box we will write like a that validation message as html dot validation message for m dot first name to null the new as the class going to use text danger. That is css, that at the rate class, that is a css. One more thing I'm going to add here, this for last name. Now I'm going to add button, input type, so to submit, then value is equal to like a save. Okay, now run the application. So here I've added that one label and one text box, again one label and one text box for first name and last name. Now you see here it's a first name and the last name. Okay. So just if you will not enter anything, so you can see here that it's a mention that it's a validation. First name is required. What you have mentioned in that one class model, so this one that you have mentioned that one, that first name is required and last name is required. Once you press that one, that it's not validate because it's asking to enter that one first name and last name. Just change that last name after last name, make it different here. Because that last name is coming into one line. Just refresh one more time. Yeah, see, you can see here the first name is required and last name is required. If you enter some value here, just like Amit, and you press that shape, so here you can see that it's asking that one last name is required. You can see that it's a last name is required. So now you understand that one. And this one is a validation state. It's checking that one. This one is validation state. It means like that is that model state, that is particular model, that is student model. If it's valid, then you can do whatever what you want. It's like a validate means like that all the field is correct. What user entered. So if it's correct, but what will happen if I want to check that one? If first name, if you are going that user will enter, it should contain that Amit or something like Vivek or something, anything you want to. So how you will do? You can't do with that one. That you can't with the use of a system defined, because system in the system defined you are not going to write anything from here, because sometimes it most of the application you have own logic, so you may have your own requirements for validating a particular field, and if that requirement is not fulfilled validation attribute, then you have to create your own validation attribute. So because of that I'm going to create one own custom validations. So how we will do that one? Just open the solution explorer And in the model, you can create a one folder or you can create one library for that. Thus, I am going to add into the model. So just make the name contains attributes. So he in the first name we will check that one, that once you are going to, once user will input, so it should be one content that Amit something if you want. So it's going to be, first you add the reference system dot component model dot data annotation. So now you are going to inherit validation attributes. In the validation, if you will look, go to the validation attribute, there is so much method there. Its validation attribute is that abstract, but one you will see that it's a virtual. So if it's a virtual, that means you are going to, you can override this method. So now you are going to override this particular. So is valid. So go to that attributes and override, and what you are going to override, that one is validated, this one. So because it's functionality already there, but you can override and you can modify as per your requirement. So here in that valid methods, you will find that there are two parameters. One is that object, one is the validation content. What is the value? Value actually is that what user is going to be input in the text box and anywhere. Just like say you have saw that one, it's that one, that Amit. So that Amit, once you are going to use that custom validation, that Amit should become here because it's an object. So you can convert. So first what we will check that one. I am going to check that one, that validator. It should contains that Amit. Okay. So first we will check that if it's empty or not, does not equal to null. First we will check this one. Or if validation equal to null, so we can return validation result dot success, because that one, if it's a null, means like a user didn't input anything, so that one we can check with that required attributes. So here we have users that were required attribute. If it's a value will be null, so that this one will fire because it's a required attributes. Now we are going to check if it's null, if value dot contains, so first we need to convert that one string value input. This one we are going to convert into string. So values will be convert dot to string, because it's an object, so you need to convert that one. So one more method we are going to use, if string dot is null or empty, so it will return the success. And this one, string dot contains, see here, contains Amit, that means it's correct. So it should return validation result dot success, else return new validation result, or you can write the error message, like error message no, no, you should enter string should contain Amit, right? Okay, so now this attribute that contains attributes which we are going to use in the student model. So first name it will be checked. Okay, uh, contains. Now run that application. Now here I'm not going to enter anything. Just I will press save. There is some problem here. Oh, it's because it's coming that null value. So first need to check that one null. If value equal to null or value does not equal to null, then we can enter here. Sorry, here one more time. See, now you press that save, so it's you are getting that error message. The first name is required, and here last name is required. Once you enter something, some data here, like a Ajay. Okay, so if you enter Ajay, so just press that enter. So see that it's asking that one string contains, so it should contains Amit, because here that Amit I didn't enter here, because in the string Amit should be there. If I will you will write like that Amit, so see that Amit already contains. Once you press the save, so see there is no valid error is gone. Only error is coming for last name is required. Again, you can see that one. If you will remove that Amit, or you can write like a am only, so you will get that message that string contains should contains Amit. So one now there is one more properties here that is called a go to definition, that is a error message. So error message it will come from here also. If you want to write like a error message, you can write here. You can write here also like a Amit string should contain Amit. You can write here also, and what you can do if you want to overwrite the same message, so you can check from here that you can check from here. So you can to write like error message. If error message is empty, just like error message, if it's empty, then it should contain this one. And here you can pass that error message. So here, if you want to use their own map, if that I will enter what I will enter here, so that it should be displayed. If I enter that one error message, string should contain Amit, Amit, another message. So I will write like that, so you can make a differentiate this one. So if it's a content like a string error message is come, you have mentioned here, so this one should not display, this one should not display, because it will check that if error message is the empty, then it should be displayed, value should be displayed. Just run one more time. So if you will not enter anything, so the first name is required. If you will enter something, Ajay, and you will press, see, it's coming from the this message. This message is coming. What you have added into model. So this message is coming because you are passing. So here actually you are checking that if it's an empty, so this message will display. But here that message is not empty because you are passing some message from that this attributes. So because of that, this message is displaying here. If you will not use, if you will not write anything, just delete this one. So that time let's see which message will display. Yeah. If you will write Ajay only, see string should contains Amit. So this that because you didn't enter anything that error message, so that this message is displayed. So what we have done till now, we have created one class that mention that contains dot attributes. So no need to write that full name that contains attribute. You can write here that one that contains only, or you can use that attribute. So I'm inheriting that for validation attributes. So that one method is that is a virtual methods. So I'm overriding that method, and here first we are checking that one. This one is in object value. So this one value is that user input. What user is going to input here. So that value is will become. So first we are checking that one. If it's not null, so then I am converting to that value input to that string. So first you're checking that if string is string empty or null, so that one it's already checking that one in the model. It's checking that it's required. Once it's empty or null, so that time first name is this message is coming. If it's a not null, so if it's a not null, then it was checking that one validate dot contains dot amit. So if it's a amit contains that particular input, so it's returning the success. If it's not, then it's returning the error message. So in the custom validation, whatever you want, you if you want to check that one length, maximum length, min length, or if you want to do with the password, so password should contains that at the rate or some symbol that 123 also. Then that kind of validation you have to create that custom validation because that validation otherwise you have to write that regular expression, and with the use of regular expression you can write that validation. So you can see that the custom validation in MVC can be done by using the data annotation that are applied to the both client and server side. Client side you can use that jQuery also. And data annotation attribute are used to validate the user input when posting the form. All the data annotation attribute like required, range, and derive from the validation attribute class. That is an abstract class. That is the abstract class. The validation attribute base class lives in the system.component model data annotation namespace. That we already seen that one. It's present in the data system.component model data annotations. So only you need to that one inherit that one validation attributes and override this one. So this and if you go to that, then you will see that one properties that error message. See that error message also. That one also you can check that one. I hope it's clear. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment.